Hello everybody, and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft. And in today's episode, what I think I would like to do is kind of take a change of pace from what we've been doing the past couple of episodes. A lot of underground stuff and working on the village, and I'd actually like to go ahead and do some exploring. It's been a while since we've been out there in the world and seen what there is to see, and there's a number of reasons why I would want to do that. First and foremost, I would like to build myself a horse stable at some point in the village, except there's a bit of a problem. We don't have any horses, so if we don't have any horses, then we're going to have some problems with a horse stable. It's kind of pointless. So I would like to try and find a horse and bring it back, and I'll also note coordinates of where the other horses are so I can bring more back off camera. I'm thinking about building the horse stable maybe up in this area, possibly. Maybe get a horse breeding project of some sort going. I've never really messed around with horses too much, so it might be kind of a fun little side project to work on. So I want to do that. I also need to look out for dark oak wood, as I would actually like to do some interior decorating in some of these different houses. And dark oak wood would be a nice block to do that with. It complements the oak quite well. And it also goes really well with stuff like red carpet and things like that. So I want to try and get the missing wood type that we have today. And you know what, I'll use an exit rather than jumping over the fence all the time. So yeah, I kind of have a multitude of reasons as to why I would want to explore. Now we've kind of been this way for quite a distance already, so I'm not sure if I really want to go that way. Now if we go that way, then we run into old terrain that way, so we can't really go that way either. So what I think I'm going to do is sort of go this way a little bit and then sort of turn off to the left, because we've been to the right but we haven't necessarily been to the left. So I'm going to kind of follow the border of the desert here for a while and just see what we can see. I haven't checked up on the egg chest yet either. I'm going to have to do that. So while we do that, I guess we will, as we often do on these exploration journeys, do a little bit of talking. So I want to kind of talk a little bit about my channel plans, I guess, now that we're kind of past halfway through January, and where we're going to be going next and what I have planned. So next up for me really is going to be to continue with this series here, and also to continue with the Feed the Beast series that we started. I'm having a ton of fun over there, so I'm really excited about starting to get into that more. And this looks interesting over here. I don't think I've seen this before. So I have those two, but I would also like to bring Monaco back. I know I keep saying it, but I'm gonna try and make some time to do that very soon. Wow, look at this area. This is awesome. I really love the Savannah Plateau generation. It's really cool. I really like it a lot, I have to say. Yeah, very cool. So bunnies around. I'm gonna have to get a rabbit hutch going for those at some point. Looks like we've got a cave here. Kind of like a mini ravine of sorts, actually. Not really anything useful in it, though. So I'm just going to give that one a miss for the time being and move on. But another cool looking area. So, back on the topic of channel talk. Outside of all that, I know that I'm not putting out a great deal of content right now, but I am very busy. I'm working on many projects, actually, away from videos. The mod pack just being one of them, and stuff like that takes time, unfortunately. And I'm gonna get a bed down here and sleep. There we go. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have a whole ton of stuff going on. I've not actually been very well the past couple of days either, which is not helping anything. Had some sniffles and whatnot. Not really sick necessarily, but still not feeling too great, so I've had to kind of take it easy and have a rest a little bit. So hopefully now that I am getting clear of that, we can actually get on with some more video related stuff again. I'm really wanting to get the mod pack done soon, fully release it, and then I can kind of turn my attentions to some other projects that I've been wanting to get into for a while. And as far as MPM goes here, sort of on an individual stuff. I can't really talk about Feed the Beast, just FYI, because it's still so early on in that series. I can't really talk about plans too much for it, but I can talk about plans here. So my plans are, for the moment, I really want to get some more stuff on the village done, but I do feel at the same time that that's kind of like the only project we have at the moment to do. And obviously that kind of, it does limit me a little bit, so I would like to start one or two other things. You know what, I'm used to having that new enchantment on some of the worlds, and travelling through water seems unusually slow without it. So we really need to do another project, I think, to sort of add some variety, so we're not just working on the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm not totally sure what that's going to be. I'm thinking I may want to give the Blaze Farm in the Nether a try. The thing that throws a wrench into that is I don't have any slime balls, and I haven't seen any slimes for a long time. I may have to go out and find that swamp biome again just to get some slime balls. I don't need too many, so it's not like I would need to get, you know, a stack of them or anything like that. I actually have a custom Blaze Farm design that I put together myself in creative mode, and I think it uses something like maybe 2 or 3 slime balls per Blaze Farm. So I might just need to go out and hunt for slimes in the swamp biome, and then get the slimes I need, and then build a Blaze Farm. It might be kind of an alternative project to work on aside from the village. We'll see. What are you offering trade-wise? Blur, no thanks. You're just a cleric. Do we have any other librarians? There's a farmer over there. I think that's about it to this, honestly. Nothing else. But even if we were to do the Blaze Farm, that still only is a sort of short-term fix. You know, that's only an episode, maybe 2, while we work on it, and then we're kind of back to square one again. The other thing I would like to do is actually try and look towards building myself a proper underground base. I don't really have that at the moment. It's just kind of a wreck. It's just a big hole in the ground, and stuff's just everywhere, and it really is disorganized and messy. I mean, I needed it so I could put stuff down and mess around with things like enchanting and so on. And I needed a place to store my goods while I worked on the village, but it's kind of becoming a more and more bigger issue, I think. It's becoming a bigger issue is the best way I could describe it. It's becoming more and more of a problem, because I'm acquiring more and more stuff and I don't really have places to put it, so I'm either putting more chests down or just dumping it elsewhere, either in the village or somewhere else. And things aren't exactly convenient to get to either, so stuff like the skeleton spawner that we built recently, the skeleton dungeon trap, it's kind of a ways away, so that's why I haven't really done any enchanting with it. So it might be worthwhile actually constructing a type of base to get moving and get some enchanted equipment rolling. Some proper enchanted equipment. That would certainly make the Blaze Farm a lot easier later down the road as well, so I'm thinking about possibly trying that. Now, I am aware about experience and the way it is now. I've done some delving into enchantment a little bit to try and figure out exactly how it all works now, and I understand that there's more experience required to get to level 30 than there used to be, so you're going to want a better experience farm. And I think with that in mind, I'm going to obviously need to build a better experience trap if I'm going to be making tons and tons of equipment. Hey, another village up ahead here, and a plains biome. I might find some horses. So I definitely want to get on that and get some better equipment going. And you may remember the last time we went exploring, I actually talked a little bit about the feasibility of building an ender in the end dimension. Now, for those of you who are new to my series, There's probably a reason why you've never seen the end, because I've never been to the end, and we are now, what, episode 180 in my series, and we've never been to the end. And this is kind of posing a problem, as I talked about last time. The big problem is, with it as it is, I'm not sure if I can go to the end. And the reason for that is because there's different generation types and stuff kind of gets mixed up around the borders. I'll take your gold ingot, your apples, and your bread, I guess. I really need the oak sapling. What are you doing? Ooh, you actually have a decent trade. Power 4, not bad. And knockback 2. Not actually too bad a trades. I don't have my emeralds with me though, so I can't exactly do any trading, but I can remember where this village is, and if I find some horses in the area, I'll probably be coming back here anyhow, so we'll see. So yeah, sort of on the topic of the end and so on and so forth, obviously the big problem is whether I can go or not, and at the moment I'm hoping that I can, but I'm not going to count my chickens on it, because I've seen other people have ran into issues with this type of thing, and strongholds partially generate, or the Eye of Ender doesn't point to the correct place, and stuff like that. So I've actually had a different world where the stronghold portal room was not generated at all, and this was from a version that this world began on. I don't know whether there was a bug at the time with structures and that type of thing. I do know there was a bug with structures that was fixed, and you had to generate out your structures for them to work. Now what I'm wondering is whether that bug, because I never went to a stronghold to actually generate the structure itself, has actually somehow messed up my world. So I'm kind of worried about that, and I'm not sure if I can get to the end or not. And if we can't get to the end, then I don't know what I'm going to do, because I really would like to go fight the Ender Dragon and do that type of stuff. I'm kind of stuck at that point, and I'm not really going to talk about suggestions necessarily about how to deal with that until we determine whether or not I can go, because if I determine that I can go, then it's all kind of pointless at this point. But it's something I definitely think we should start and work towards as sort of a side project to the village, is actually probably getting a base going. That would help immensely in doing stuff like getting a blaze farm, which in turn would help, you know, locate the end and so on and so forth. So that's kind of my plans at the moment for MPM. I'm not sure exactly when I want to start all this stuff. We'll see. And I have not seen a single horse yet. This is kind of worrying. And sort of on some slightly separate news, I am aware that Minecraft 1.8.2 is coming out soon. There's been some pre-releases for it, and there's been plenty of bugs fixed in 1.8.1. Perhaps the most noticeable one I was actually reading about is they fixed the dark oak trick. You can't get above the bedrock with it anymore. And also Grum was talking about how they might make above the nether ceiling, like below the bedrock in the overworld and the nether, where you take void damage, which in that case renders my gold farm useless. So that's also a major concern, that I'm going to have all my supplies for the gold farm up there and I'm not even going to be able to access it, which could pose significant issues. So I'm going to have to look at that and see if they go ahead with that or not. I do know the bug that has been talked about with the dark oak, that has definitely been fixed, so we can't change that. It's been coming for a long time though. I mean, it's been in the game for over a year, and it was an exploit, so we can't really complain too much about that. So that kind of throws a wrench into the gold farm. So I'm not sure about what to do with that one either at the moment. We'll just have to see. However, they have changed some mechanics, such as the beacon blocks, so that they actually work in the nether now. They didn't before, so it's kind of nice that they've sort of balanced it out a bit. I was kind of worried. I mean, I would want to set up a wither skeleton farm eventually, If I can't put beacons in the nether to help me do that, that's going to be sort of a problem. Well, I would assume it is. I've never made a beacon, so I don't particularly know. In this world, at least. I've made them in other worlds, but I've never really done too much with them, so I don't really know their usefulness or not when coming to things like building a mob farm. I do know that you can use them for speed mining and so forth, but I very, very rarely make a beacon. I think I've only fought the Wither maybe twice or 3 times since it came out, which was quite some time ago. So obviously I would have to think a little bit about that and see. We'll just have to see about that too. Lots of things that we're kind of speculating about at this point. I think I might actually call this episode Speculation. Speculation and investigation is probably what we'll call this. Still no horses though, which is kind of a bit of a bummer. I've not seen any dark oak forests either. If we can't find it on this exploration journey, I think I may just give up for now and try and locate some elsewhere at some point. Oh boy. Yeah. Try and critical hit them if I can. I've been not really doing that. So yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be kind of the plan for now, is to continue work on the village, but also probably start work on getting a base together, a proper base underground that I can use to actually do things, rather than it just being that wreck that it is now. And then maybe from there we can build a blaze farmer and things like that, which I have to say will probably be quite interesting. So I think that's kind of given an update on sort of channel related stuff. Another ravine up ahead here. Oh. And there goes the boiler again. That happens in like every episode. It'll be fine in summer when it's not on, but in winter it's always going to be a problem. Yeah, I'm not happy with the lack of horses here. More rabbits. I know they do spawn in the savannas, but like, we must have come a long way now. Yeah, actually we've come quite a long way and we've not seen any. That's kind of upsetting. Sheep over there. There's more desert over that way, so we're not going to see any in there. Tons and tons of sheep, rabbits. I've seen some cows and pigs, but not any horses along the way. I was kind of hoping we'd find one and then I could just ride it back and save a lot of time. So we haven't crossed any ocean or anything yet, so it wouldn't be such a problem to get back, but it doesn't look like we're going to see any. I may go ahead and build a horse stable eventually, so that we have it for when we find horses, but it's certainly not an immediate priority with the way things are. I only really need a couple, and then I could breed them from there. Though I'm not actually sure how you breed horses, to be honest. I've not really messed into it too much. Well, looked into it, messed into it. What is that? Messed into it. I'm not really sure what that is. Another flower forest over here. That's awesome, but I'm not really looking for one of those. I'm looking for horses. Just more sheep around. There is another plains biome though up ahead, so we might get lucky in this one and find some. But I am concerned I don't want to go travelling too far away. And talking of sort of travelling and visiting places and that, the world download, I'm probably going to release maybe in a couple of episodes time, we'll see. I kind of want to release one before we start work on the underground base, because that'll probably take a while. So maybe, basically, as soon as I'm ready to start work on that, whatever the episode is directly preceding that will be our world download. Which may even be as soon as next episode, with the rate that we're going here, because there's really... I don't really want to work on the village at the moment anymore, for a little bit at least. I want to work on something else for now, because we kind of have the basics there. We have a barn, we have the crop farms and so on and so forth. We have a defensive wall around it. It's just mainly decorative stuff now. And the rabbit hutch and horse stable, and that's about it. And no horses. I'm probably going to turn back, I think, now. And just sort of admit that we're not going to see any on this occasion. I may have to go back more towards the God, I've lost what I was saying. There's a temple up ahead. Go back towards the old chunks. There we go. Keep losing my thoughts here. Can't keep focused for some reason. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to do that if I'm going to find horses. May even look around some of the old terrain, because I think I've seen some. But that will be, again, another day and another trip. So I guess we'll investigate this pyramid over here, this desert temple. And then we'll probably head back, I think, for today, because it's not exactly been a productive trip, honestly. Oh, a dungeon too. That's just a well over there, I think. More desert. Let's see what this dungeon is. It is a spider dungeon. What loot does it have for us? Whoa, that's a lot of saddles. I'll take them. And what about this one? Name tags, bucket, the cap music disc. You know what, I don't even think we've ever made a jukebox, have we? I never made one at the lab. I think I made one at the fort base. We'll have to do that at some point. Man, do I love these sandstone caves. So cool. Do I see anything else around? There's another plains biome over there. I might check that out off camera just to see if I can see any horses. But aside from that, I think we're just going to head back to base, to be honest. Might see some dark oak as well, but probably pretty unlikely. Oh, great. Oh. Do not blow up. I think we're going to be safe now. Just want to disarm that. Iron. Saddles. Saddles. Diamond horse armor. Don't have any horses for it, but, you know, still pretty cool, I guess. I'll take the diamond and the gold horse armor. The rotten flesh is useful to trade with. More rotten flesh. Don't need any of that stuff. Bones. The horse armor I'll take, sure. And I guess I'll grab the chests. Okay. Take that chest too. I guess I'll use this to pillar out here. There we go. I guess I'll get rid of that sand. We don't really need it. So I'm going to very, very quickly investigate this biome here, just to see if there's anything of use in it, and if there's not, I'm just going to turn back. On the bright side, we did get some name tags and saddles and stuff, but I mean, what good is a saddle without a horse to ride it on? It's kind of mocking me now. The game is mocking me by giving me everything I need apart from horses, which are kind of the vital component in riding a horse. Alright, so what's over the way here? Doesn't look like much, just more forest and that type of thing. See if we can see any horses. It's not looking good. Nah, there's no horses here, I don't think. It's been fun to go exploring though. I do enjoy going exploring. It's my favourite activity in the game. See what's out there in the world. So what do we got? We have just kind of more of the same, really. No horses, no dark oak. Damn. Well, could be worse, I guess. I think that village is the village that we've already been to. We've kind of looped back around on ourselves now. Yeah, it looks that way. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to head back to base now, guys. Probably call it an episode here, actually. Mainly because I just don't think we're going to find any horses. I could keep looking for an extended period of time and not really find any. So I think I'm going to give this one a miss. We did get some decent stuff out of it, particularly the horse armor and stuff like that, but for now we're just not going to have any horses, I don't think, which is kind of important, really. It means that building the horse stable is not as drastic of a project as I thought it might initially be. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, there's a mine shaft down there. It's actually a really cool looking area. It's near a village too, just over that way. Might come back and investigate that at some point. But for now, I think I'm gonna head back into the sunset and head on home. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, guys, and I hope to see you in the next episode. And until then, see you later, and have a good day. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look what I found on the way home. We got some horses at long last. So we're actually all going to have horses after all. Lots of them in this area too. Like, there is a group over there, group over there, group over there, and a group over here. There's probably more too. This is pretty cool. I've got to pick one out now and bring one home. Another one here. You're kind of on your own over here, fella, aren't you? Let's try taming him. Not got much health, but that probably means he's a fast guy. Oops. I don't really know how you do much of this. We'll just have to see. Are you gonna do it? There we go. Sort of kicked me off, but at least we have this now. So what way was home again? That's away from home. This is home. Nice, okay, so we've got some horses around minus 800 and 3,000, I'd say. So now I am actually gonna get on home. Now on horseback. Yay. So until next time, for real this time, guys, see you later and have a good day.